you're fine. Okay, let me adjust the seat
You want-
a little bit.
So yeah, get comfortable, check your mirrors, you know, all that stuff. We certainly want you to be comfortable and be
Okay,
safe.
mirrors. Okay, we'll go to the right mirror. Okay. Yeah, this will probably be better once we get out of this.
So foot on the brake, and then that is your gear selection. So all the way up, that click, yep, that's reverse.
Wow.
And
So you got a wide angle lens here, huh?
very wide, yeah. It's a phenomenal view. It's really, really good for backing. And you are completely clear.
Is there a parking brake on or anything?
So it doesn't have creep mode on right now, so if you take your foot off the brake,
It's not going to go anywhere.
correct. So it's going to be a little more like a...
How do you do it like a car? Put it in creep
So
mode.
if you put it into park, which is the button on the end of the... Yep. Go to
Okay.
controls,
Controls.
and then creep is right in the middle. A little bit higher.
Creep.
Little bit higher. Right there.
Creep on.
And there you go.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. And are we in reverse now?
Yep.
How do we get to the other screen?
Just hit the controls button again, and that'll minimize it.
Wow. Okay. Oh, now we're creeping. Okay, which way are we going?
Either way is fine. Just that way.
Just that way. Okay. All right. And then
All the way down.
all the way down,
Yep.
and we're in drive. And you can keep the rear view camera on.
You can. Most of the time I don't, but you can keep it on anytime.
Okay.
Keep it going whenever you like.
What view do you normally use?
I normally have the GPS on the top and then music on the bottom. If I don't have music up there, then I have the whole screen on GPS, which is, if you look on just above controls on the bottom left, there's
Yeah.
a little square, and just
Right here?
Yep, just hit that, and that will maximize it.
Wow.
And up at the top, in the middle, you'll see Tampa, and then just to the right,
Yeah.
you see the north, like end in the circle just to the left of it.
Yeah.
Just click on that once. There you go. So that will kind of center up everything.
Oh, wow. So we're going straight?
Let's go to the right, actually.
To the right. Okay. Wow. This is pretty smooth. Hmm.
So what are some important things for you for
Denise.
your car? Because of course, the idea is that we want you to be happy with your car.
I don't know, because this is very different than any other vehicle that I've been in.
Okay.
I definitely have to be able to see. I don't know how big the window is in the back. I'll see when I get back there.
Yeah.
Today I test drove a Honda Pilot, and had a big back window like my van. So I really need that. I don't know. What can you see? What that's like back there? Is it small or big?
It's kind of hard to tell. I can see the headrest.
Yeah.
So with the 6-seat design, there's a lot more visibility, but it is a little smaller.
That's funny.
Yeah. Let's just go to the right.
Whoa, that's like a big
That's a big windshield.
windshield.
Have you ever been to Big Sky, Montana?
No.
You have it wherever you want to go.
I mean,
Now, when I accelerate it, it's real nice. And I guess when I take my foot off, I don't really have to brake much because the electric motor is slowing down, right?
You have the regenerative braking. I'm not sure if it's on full or if it's on low. It's on full. So
Yeah. It's braking pretty good when I
I want to go where there's not a lot of cars. Is there a place we can go around here where there's
sure.
not a lot of traffic? Because
keep going straight.
Yeah, just keep on going, and then we'll make a left. Up here at the next major intersection. Okay, so let's make a left.
the Tesla car of the future is here now.
There you go.
The future has arrived.
The last time we test drove one, when I listened to the stereo, I told the guy, I said I could have bought this just for the stereo.
We couldn't get him out of the car.
Couldn't get me out of the car. It was like, was like just being in heaven, just laying there listening to that stereo. It was
That's
awesome.
fantastic. And let's actually make a right here if we go. I will say the stereo in Model S is really good. The
Yeah.
stereo in this is the best stereo I've ever heard in a car.
Ah, I can't wait to hear that.
Wow, it has some pickup.
Yeah, and this is set on which kind of mode for speed?
If you go to just touch the controls,
Yeah.
this has Ludicrous on. So.
Oh, it's
yeah.
on. That's why.
Yep. So
Yep.
even in regular sport mode, it's still going to be really fast. But Ludicrous, you get that 690 horsepower.
Whoa!
It pulls surprisingly.
Wow, we should do that again.
Yeah, you want to try that again?
Yeah.
Well, that would be more fun if you were stopped.
Yeah, we've got
Woo!
plans to do some launches too.
Wow.
Where are we going now?
So actually go to the middle lane, and then we're going to pretend to get on the veterans, but we're not actually going to get on the veterans.
Okay. Wow, that feels kind of cool. So if I touch it, I can put it in sport, right?
Yeah, and sport just basically decreases the power, which is kind of funny, but
It's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, if you buy the base model that doesn't have the big motor, what mode is equivalent to that?
So what you have right now, because of course this is a P90D with Ludicrous, what you're in right now is basically just regular P90D. Like the regular 90 is a little bit slower than this, so it's about a little over a second slower. It's like 1.2 or so slower, 0 to 60, but it's still absurdly quick, especially for such a big car.
But you can't set this one so it'll mimic the other one?
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't. We can't set Model X. It doesn't give us that that option.
Okay, so we don't know what the other one would feel like, basically.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. I can kind of show you in a Model S, but not an X. That unfortunately.
So which way are we going now?
So we're just gonna pretend to get onto the veterans, but then we'll just merge up here and go.
And then the steering mode, if I switch it from standard to comfort, it's going to be easier to turn the wheel. Is that
Absolutely. Yeah, it gets really soft. So sport is kind of like a 911. Comfort is kind of like a nice big Cadillac.
Wow.
And then here at this next merge point, let's actually go 3 lanes all the way across.
I like sport.
Are we going to 60?
Now, if I go to change lanes and there's a car there, what's it going to do?
So it will show you on the dash.
Wait a minute. Are we going left or right?
We're going to keep on going to the right.
Oh, to the right. Okay.
Yeah, 3 lanes to the right.
Okay, I thought you said left.
Are
Sorry.
all clear?
It'll show on the dash,
Yeah, so it'll look like there's a little bit of a radar.
but this is on this screen.
No, so actually on your dash. So
Oh,
just a
on the
little toy
dash.
car basically on the dash. Yep.
Oh, look at that.
And let's go over one more lane as well.
So it's showing that there's a car on my left. It's
Yep.
wow. That's pretty slick.
And then where we are here, the stalk that's just underneath the turning signal, click that back at you twice. That one.
This
Yep.
thing?
Yep.
Back?
Click it back twice. The other direction. Back towards you.
Oh, toward me.
One. And then click it twice. 1, 2. And take your hands off the wheel.
Okay.
This is autopilot.
Well, I'm not touching pedals either.
Now, what it does, there's a camera just up by your rear view mirror. What it's doing is reading the lines on the road.
Oh, look at that.
So what it is, this is really smart cruise control for the interstate. So in our case here, with this light that we're going to go through, it's green, so that's great. But as we come up to that, if the light were to turn red, Autopilot doesn't recognize that. It's really just really smart cruise control for the interstate.
Okay.
So it's not going to recognize stoplights, stop signs, pedestrians, dogs, that sort of thing.
So there's a speed sign that says 45.
Yep, and it will adjust to that.
It did.
Oh, there it goes.
It switched from 50 to 45.
And of course, in our situation here where the road is in really bad shape and you can't really see the middle line very well,
Yeah.
it's still running off the right line.
Yeah.
So as long as it has something to read off of, it's going to do its best. But
Wow.
be cognizant of your surroundings. This is not autonomous driving, it's just really smart cruise. It does take away the stress of your commute,
Yeah.
especially off of your long road trips. But realistically speaking, you're still ultimately in control of your car. And by pressing the brake, it turns everything off right away. So just go ahead and press the brake, and that does everything.
Wow.
Okay. We'll just make a right up here at this light.
That's pretty crazy. But when I was turning, it was showing the car where the car was next to me?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So it will do that. So there's a radar in the front of the car that will read basically all the objects, all the cars and things that are up in front, and it'll adjust your speed accordingly. So if you're doing 65 and the car in front of you is doing 63, you'll slow down and follow her.
Wow.
Here we come. We're taking off.
That was nice. That was like 75 miles an hour. It didn't feel like a GTR though.
No, because I would have been screaming by now.
Yeah, you lose a little bit of the drama when there's no noise and no gears.
Yeah.
Which is part of the fun, actually, because it's terrifyingly quiet.
Okay, so I guess we don't really need that now. So let's
go
hit
over
this.
to the next, to the lane to the right.
Okay, now let's see. So the blinker goes on.
So with it not being an autopilot, with autopilot being shut.
Wow, look at that. And it showed the lane moving out of the lane, and now you're back into a different lane.
Yep, absolutely.
Jesus, freaking crazy. Wow. Will it turn the blinker off itself if you
That's
move?
the one thing it doesn't do.
Do? Oh, come on.
Yeah, it would be awesome if it did that.
Come on, Elon. What the hell? You can't move over one lane and turn off the blinker.
I'm
So
sure
what other view do you normally use on this thing?
So there are a couple things. If you're doing a road trip, the thing that looks kind of like a stock, like the stock market, right underneath the T in the middle, that's your consumption. So if you want to press that, that's kind of like, think of it as like your miles, miles per gallon in a way. If you go over to the consumption tab of that, it'll show you what you've been averaging over X amount of miles.
Oh yeah.
How do you see how much charge you have left?
We'll go to the right at this light. So this is actually kind of part of that. So the rated charge that we have on the dash in front of the driver, bottom left hand of that dashboard, you'll see 173 miles.
Oh, there we go.
That's
right
the
there.
rated mileage. So just like your GTR, just like any other car, if you're really getting on it, if you're really putting your foot down, you're not gonna get that full.
Whoa, okay, that's enough. Okay, that was enough. Whoa. That did it that time. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut your communication there.
That's because we were turning a little bit.
Now, where am I going to be able to drive? That's
So we've got a place to do a launch, and then we can basically turn around and go for a drive with you too.
Okay, let's check.
I just don't want to. I want to be like in a neighborhood. I don't want to be on a busy street. I don't feel comfortable at all.
So let's go with the other screens here. Let's finish what we're doing.
This is basically your real-time consumption. So over the last 30 miles, where we are in terms of our rated range, and keep in mind that this is a test drive car. So we come out here and basically do what we're doing today, just a ton of Ludicrous launches, basically. Not terribly efficient. So the way that we've been driving for the past 30 miles, we would get 108 miles of range.
Okay.
So the rated range, what you're typically going to get, is in the bottom left-hand corner of your driver's screen. So 172.
Okay, now what's the other?
So just next to that, the blue one, that's a web browser.
A web browser?
Yep. And that won't do YouTube and things of that nature. No videos or anything like that. But it is it's a very capable browser of doing kind of your basic web browsing. Actually, let's go in the left lane because the right lane will end up here in a moment. It's good for like restaurants and things.
Wow, that's cool how you can see how it's reading the lane. That's pretty great.
But why does the web browser let you type in stuff while you're driving?
So if a passenger, for instance, wants to go to whatever website they use for restaurant recommendations, they can certainly do that. Because it is such a big screen, having that functionality is nice. But of course, responsibility of the driver to ensure that they're not being crazy.
I see.
Yeah. And of course, the music. That's.
Let me go down one of these side streets.
Hold on. We're going to do this Ludicrous thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So music is AM/FM, also powered through Slacker, which is kind of like a Pandora. It's like a paid Pandora service, but it's free for us.
So I can push the button and tell it to play a certain song or something, or find a song?
Similar to that, yeah. It kind of works slightly like that. Let's make a left, and then just underneath this tree over here is where we can do a launch.
Okay. Here we
All
go.
right.
So
Should
yeah,
be
if
fun.
you just go over into the shade.
Over here?
Yep.
Wow.
And so just come to a full stop, and what you're going to do is count down 3, 2, 1, and then slam your right foot down as hard as you possibly can on the accelerator pedal, and hold it until we get past the second, just past the second white sign on the right.
The second. Okay, so I don't have to keep my other foot on the brake or anything like that.
Yep, correct. That's just slam that right foot down as
Just
hard as you
slam it
possibly
down?
can, and
Oh,
just
crap.
don't forget to steer.
Are you ready?
No, just do it and get it over with
Okay,
already.
let's do it.
Okay.
Whoa!
Wow. Okay, that was a little scary.
That was nice. I got the same, a little bit of the rush that I get in the GTR.
I closed my eyes. So I didn't get too much because
Oh.
my eyes were closed.
Not good after eating dinner.
It's a good thing that you have your video camera recorded.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I guess I can pull
let's,
over and let
yeah,
you
actually,
drive.
we can just go right over here because this space is pretty much never used, and so we can just.
Oh, let me turn it around for her. So.
Yeah.
Okay, just park it.
Park it. You just push this button.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yep.
Wow. You can turn that off.